We've taken a look at unused content in Just Cause 3 in the past, but there's one thing I never really looked at: unused voice lines, which is honestly a shame, because they can reveal scrap gameplay and story elements. So without further ado, let's get right to it. We'll be starting with some base game voice lines, which aren't that many, and then move on to the DLCs. I'll be focusing on the more interesting things in this video, but I will upload everything we find to the Just Cause 3 cutting room floor page once I get around to do that. So, remember the Watcher on the Wall mission? You know, the one where Mario pisses off of a giant wall? Yeah, that one. You're tasked with defending 2 cargo shipments, and at the end Xeno tries to escape via helicopter. There's never a lot of dialogue here, which always felt a bit weird, but you probably guessed it already, there's some unused lines for this mission. In fact, they didn't intend for Xeno to escape on his own. It's implied that Xeno was rescued by DRM, and you're supposed to drive a special EMP bike into the Bavarium Shield helicopter to take it out.
Rico, they took Xeno! Blew his cell and dragged him out!
Damn it! This was a diversion.
They're headed your way in a crazy chopper! I gave it the old Frigo special and it didn't take any damage!
It must have Bavarium shielding.
Get to the top of the wall! You'll see it coming!
Left rebels with prototype of new bike, anti-Bavarium EMP on board. Unfortunately...
It's going to explode?
Yes, probably. Drive bike into chopper, exploding EMP should disable it.
We really need to talk about your designs, Dima.
We really need to talk about your designs, Zima. No time. Drive bike into chopper.
This also explains why you get a bike in the regular game and don't just follow him the Rico way. I would have loved to see a special bike though, seeing how underwhelming bikes are in this game most of the time. Next up is a cut random encounter called Castaway. Your job would have been to rescue a group of rebels on a boat that's stuck out at sea. Here's what the call for that would have sounded like.
Rico, we got a distress call from some rebels lost at sea. Think you can give them a hand? We are getting a distress call, Rico. Some rebel sailors are stuck. Can you give them a hand? Rico, we picked up the distress signal from a rebel boat in your area. Can you take a look? Rico, there's a rebel boat that's adrift near your location. Can you go get them back to land?
This actually still exists in the leaked June 2015 beta build that I'll be covering in a future video, so stick around so you don't miss that. And finally, it looks like you would have been able to bring the monster truck and scooter to the garage. Normally, the monster truck is an unlock, and the scooter is dropped in one of the first missions.
No way. Where did you find the monster truck in Medici? A scooter. Okay, Rico, we got it.
But there's a third line for the cargo plane. It is a military vehicle, so it can't be chopped, but I doubt anyone has managed to bring one to a garage. But if you did, please let me know.
You know better than to bring that stuff to Mario's garages, Rico. But we can find blueprints for that once you liberate Falco Maxime.
And as a little bonus, here's some Rico idle sounds that I really wish would have made it in.
Okay, I'll just stand here then.
And with those covered, let's move on to the DLC.
Welcome to the Eden Corporation.
The Sky Fortress DLC is where we start to get some more interesting stuff. Starting off with a question probably a lot of us had. Where did Sheldon get the Bavarium wingsuit? Well, some dialogue for the intro mission reveals just that.
Hey partner, you're probably wondering how I even got that wingsuit from Dima, aren't you?
The agency wanted their hands on the technology. You took it.
Yeah, well, that's one way to look at it. But maybe I knew that it was intended for you.
Right, Sheldon, my good old faithful sidekick.
Co-savior of the universe, more like. Come on, sometimes you just gotta do what's right. Am I right?
After that, there's also an unused, very realistic and believable explanation for why the wingsuit weapons are infinite.
Oh, one last thing Dima wrote. Get this. Due to Bavarium's unique properties, the machine gun and missiles have infinite supply of ammo. However, both require a recharge time while more Bavarium ammo is being generated. Oh, and there's a second toy for you, compadre. User can shoot Bavarium-powered homing missiles.
Once you install the DLC, Sheldon will call you, informing you about the mission. But turns out, if you leave him on red for long enough, he would have called you again, twice even, to remind you he's waiting for you.
Rico, did you get my message? And here I thought my little teaser had some kind of impact. Okay, here's the Morse version for you. Problem, big, coordinates. Sheldon Control to Major Rico. Sheldon Control to Major Rico. Put your wingsuit on and come to these coordinates. You're in for a treat.
Also, seems like Eden would have taunted you for leaving the first mission. In the actual game, this would just fail the mission, but looks like they wanted to slide on some dialogue there too.
At last, you've come to your senses and you accept that you can't stop the march of progress. However, I have to notify you that our legal department is looking into filing a lawsuit.
Once Rico reaches the airship, he quickly realizes that he's not alone, and that the place is in fact heavily guarded by Eden employees. But looks like they were just gonna be the generic Black Hand troops instead of the special white troops we got.
Sheldon, there are soldiers on this ship too. Dark outfits, heavy armor. They look familiar.
Dark outfits? Well, it seems that our friends from the Black Hand invited themselves to the party. Man, those guys are everywhere.
The Black Hand. So they're also working for the Eden Corporation.
Well, as long as there's a big old pile of money to cash in, they'll be there, amigo. Didn't realize the corporation had become so goddamn rich.
Then it's time for a little payback. I hope they're well insured. Then it's time to pay their dues.
Next up are probably the most unsettling lines you can find in here. Just have a listen for yourself. There are 19 of these, and they were intended to be used for Objective 4 in the second mission, which is the creepy garden section. Very fitting. I'm guessing either the time between the soldiers appearing were meant to be much longer, or perhaps they weren't planned in at all, and you would have just done an objective in pure darkness. There's also one where she almost swears.
He's in the airship. He's in the fricking airship.
And also one that seemingly wasn't cut properly.
Okay.
And with that, we're done with the Skyfortress DLC. So, moving on to...
Welcome back, Rico Rodriguez.
Mech Land Assault. The big new addition in this DLC were the Mechs. And man, are there a lot of unused voice lines for them. Starting off with a more detailed tutorial. In the first mission of this DLC, you hijack a mech in the Lacrima hangar, find out they are powered by the same AI as the Skyfortress, and Rico makes fun of her. After this, however, there was gonna be a tutorial before you could move on.
I wonder if that thing has power steering.
Commencing tutorial. Our new safety regulations require the cockpit to be secured while the mech induction program is in progress. Thank you for your understanding.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with these.
Welcome, new user, to the Mech, the next generation of construction technology brought to you by the Eden Corporation. Some additional hardware has been detected. Would you like a walkthrough of the new features?
No, I have somewhere to be. No, I have things to blow up.
Affirmative. New user. Commencing induction program. Mech navigation is performed as follows. The right-hand lever is used to aim. Use the left-hand lever to move the mech in any direction. The mech can perform a jump over small ledges. User tests indicate this provides a much more comprehensive navigation experience. The mech can be used to activate corresponding mech pressure pads. Please complete the basic navigation section of this induction program.
Simple enough. At least you're harmless now. Hopefully. Boring. Can we please turn off the child lock now? Please.
In general, the mech would have responded to a lot more actions. However, it seems they were removed. as to not flood the player with voice lines too often. Would be a shame if one of the best vehicles in the game would constantly annoy you. There are unused voice lines for the mech getting stuck, booting up, hijacking a mech, impact damage, shield usage, and shutdown. There are some more that are actually really interesting, recalled approach, that are really random, and I have no idea where these would have been used. Have a listen.
The Eden Corporation reminds you that safety equipment must be worn at all times. The food van arrives between 12 and 1 p.m. There have been 0 days since the last workplace accident.
And finally for Mech stuff, a day announcement that announces a date in 1992, which is actually a real date. There's a full version without the filter and section parts with Mech filter on.
Today's date is November, Thursday, 12th, 1992.
Today's date is Thursday, November 12th, 1992. We hope you have a great day.
By now you've probably noticed that some voice lines have the filters already applied, but some don't, and the game does it on the fly. Why is that? No idea. Perhaps they were experimenting with how they wanted the filter to sound in some cases, so having the game apply it and having the option to change it at any time was probably one reason why. Moving on to more mission stuff again, with the main Hive mission. Once Rico enters the Hive reception area after taking over the island, one of the prisoners helps you access the elevator to get to the basement, while you find off some Black-Hand soldiers. But there was gonna be more to this as well.
Hello again, Eden. Multitask much?
Herder. Rico, I think you'll want to see this. Get inside.
Well, the couches do look very comfy, but I doubt I'll be greeted with champagne today. Can't wait to get inside. What did Eden Corporation do on this island?
Now, where is that elevator? Oh, Rico, check this out. That door. That must be it.
To access the research areas, please proceed to the elevator and enter your clearance code.
Let me try to hack it open. Cover me. I'm trying to get this thing open. I think I almost got it. Kill those drones. There, you're in. Hack the other terminal. I got this one.
Okay. I'll hack the other terminal.
Almost done.
Not only can Rico not refrain from making fun of Eden once more and make some dumb jokes that I wish were kept in, your partner also mentions fighting off drones and Rico hijacking terminals. So this section 2 was gonna be more involved than just fighting off some bad guys. How a drone would have gotten in there is a mystery to me. Perhaps there would have been an opening in the ceiling where they could have gotten in. But this is not the only bigger change. Once you enter the elevator area, the Eden voice simply states, "Elevator online, beware of closing gate." Nothing special, however a bunch of unused dialogue picks up right where this leaves off.
Go ahead, Rico. We'll find another way inside. Cover me. They brought in the big guns. Rico, go on inside. I'll stay behind with the others. Damn it, they closed the gate. We'll try to find another way down. We made it inside. We'll meet you down there, Rico. We need to get rid of any blueprints. Good job. Now get going.
Malfunction. 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 Fatal error detected.
It wasn't me.
It seems like we would have gotten some help from the prisoners down in the Hive, which has always felt weird how they didn't come in with us and just waited outside for Rico to finish the job. There are also some lines that make it seem like there was supposed to be an abandoned section of the Hive with no enemies and dead Eden scientists all around, similar to the airship and Stingray, perhaps to build up tension for the main part of the cave.
You have now reached the lowest level of the Hive. These hard-working scientists are busy developing exciting new technologies.
You did not want to be an Eden employee back then. Wow, that is an example of poor work-life balance. They've all been dead for a long time. Same as on the airship. Well, that explains why this place is abandoned. I have a bad feeling about this. No one's been maintaining this cave. Looks fragile. A loud cough could bring this whole place down. You guys aren't going anywhere. Let that sink in.
And with that, there's only one DLC left. Bavarium Sea Heist.
A crazy science weapon that could shoot light.
Observation number 1. They straight up took some Mech voice lines and slapped a different filter on it to make some Stingray voice lines that play from the speakers in there. Some even unused in Land Assault, as well as some new ones.
We hope you have a great day. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. The Eden Corporation reminds you that safety equipment must be worn at all times. Welcome to the administrative building. Welcome to the lead scientist's office. Restricted area. Clearance level 5 required. Stay clear of the area on Wednesdays and Fridays between 2 and 5 p.m. Section closed. No admittance. There have been 0 days since the last workplace accident. Welcome to the Eden Residential Quarters for Level 2 employees. We hope you have a comfortable stay. And remember, don't miss out on Buffet Tuesdays.
Not only does this confuse me once more why some of those would be here, it also implies that there would have been a lot more to the inside of the Stingray that seemingly got cut. Perhaps there would have been more of an incentive to come back and explore the Stingray after the mission if it was a lot larger. You also have this voice line as Rico first got the Eden Spark.
Use of this prototype is prohibited except by authorized Eden employees for the purpose of Stingray experiment research.
And right after that, the only thing you do is leave the Stingray and help out the others by fighting off some more Black Hand. However, there was gonna be another objective between getting the Eden Spark and leaving the Stingray, where a laser obstacle would have prevented you from progressing. At least before Rico does Rico things to take care of it.
Alrighty, I'm in a corridor and the path is blocked by a bunch of laser beams. What happens if one touches me?
Damn it! They're probably connected to the base's mainframe. You should try to hack the system to disable them. Otherwise, the whole base might go boom.
No time for that, Sheldon. Look, Rico, you're gonna have to acrobat your way through it. Crouch, step over, avoid, step lightly, whatever works for you, as long as you don't touch any of the lasers.
I solved the riddle, my way.
Let's hope we won't regret your puzzle-solving skills, Rodriguez.
Now, we finally made it outside. And while our team is busy grabbing Bavarium shields, Sheldon seemingly has found something more important. I wonder why this didn't make it in.
Hey guys, how much you think the May 1992 edition of a dirty magazine is worth these days? Oh, lordy, that's foul!
Damn it, Sheldon, focus! Haul the loot, and let's get out of here.
Meanwhile, Annika has other interests, and of course Sheldon gets back at her right away.
Oh my god, you guys, you gotta see this. They have the sweetest laserdisc set up in here. Someone had taste, too.
Not the right time for the sweet memories of a spoiled little rich girl, Svensson.
And that's all the interesting things I found. It's always sad to see plans getting abandoned. However, I think we got lucky that we haven't found something groundbreaking that got cancelled and never made it into the game. If you're interested in more unused stuff, watch my full unused content video and stay tuned for the beta video where I did find some bigger stuff that got cancelled. And with that, as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.